Listen. So the 2019 Emmys happened, celebrating the best in television campaigns of the last year, or as Fox would call it, the Super Bowl ads for streaming wars, and it was okay. For whatever reason, award shows are turning into McDonald's and replacing their hosts with kiosks. If you ask people like Sarah Silverman, it's because of comedian suppression and fear of non-PC jokes. If you ask the ratings, it's because they don't know what they're doing. But if you ask me, I'm questioning why we still have things like the red carpet show.
I grew up watching you, of course, and I was like, oh my God, I want to be her when I'm older.
Y'all are the same age. At least the Osbournes are still going strong. Like every year, you got those wins that you love to see, the ones that you knew were going to be inevitable, and Ken Jeong doing bits he can't finish.
And that is a career wrap on Ken Jeong. Back to medicine, yo.
They even got a commentator like it was Holy Moly. It should have been Rob Riggle, so you could avoid misses like this.
Just because it sucks.
Let me explain. So hostless to the Emmys pretty much just meant that everyone was going to be a host, from Homer Simpson to Cranston to Fox just thinking it would be funny to make fun of themselves over and over again.
The Emmys has always been great at rewarding great people for great work. And who will be this year's Bill Cosby and Roseanne? Let's keep watching and find out.
That said, there were some funny people like Maya Rudolph, who has literally wrecked. She has wrecked some of the best performances just presenting awards. And y'all haven't let her host yet?
Here are the Nimrods for Dead Ascot in a Chocolate Staircase.
So since it's pretty much split between the comedy awards and the drama awards, and then I guess what they consider the movies, let's start with Chernobyl, because it's a great show. It's a fantastic production. But Ava has some of the best writing and directing of all time. I've heard Jars of Mayonnaise complain that the only reason it gained traction was because of its subject matter, and two, kind of corny trying to swipe merit off of a masterpiece, when Chernobyl's a show with British actors playing Russians and they all speak English. It's still great. I'm just gonna remember Ava's 4 mic drops at the end of each episode for years to come. That said, I am glad Jharrel got it, because this dude, they didn't even have this dude verified on Twitter when the show dropped. I think the nominations came out and he still wasn't verified. This man was in an Oscar-winning movie for Best Picture. Not to sound like an NBA fan when his team doesn't make the post, but when it comes to award shows, I really am rooting for the individual talent to win, because that's when it gives them a spotlight, Look at this man. He has one upcoming project. He was in these 2, and it's taken him a win in order to be able to get more roles. And y'all better not Lupita him and delay those leading roles for 7 years.
Thank you very much. I was quite unprepared. This is a Kleenex from the bathroom in the hotel. I was panicking.
I love how this one won, considering that when we were making our video and we were listening to the behind the scenes, they had no faith this was even going to work. Like the people at Black Mirror. That's why they had the lady parked way in the back. Homie just came from golf, but hey, look, now they got an award. In other news, I'm convinced Amy Adams will never win anything, because what does she have award? Big Eyes? That said, I haven't seen Fosse Verdon, but after whatever the Titus Andromedon this hand motion is, I just might. Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I love, came out to present an award during the Emmys, and I was like, hey, I love you, man, but homie, just announce the award. The bird from The Lion King took home some big awards, which, even though it was my pick to win, I did like how he stood behind his writers and his team. Even when Oliver does a lot, and he does a lot sometimes. Dude was also one of the first to upload full segments for free on YouTube, which I always thought was cool, so congrats to him. And congrats to Bateman, who had no idea he was going to win anything at all. When you're going up against Thrones 3 times, it's going to be pretty difficult, but the fact that he took it and they had this man looking like Michael Bluth was hilarious. Look at his wife. She couldn't even believe it. Then Ozark came and snatched Best Actress for Garner, and I know a lot of people didn't like the last season of Game of Thrones, but I do think that all of the nominations that they had for the actresses and lead and supporting were worth it. Do you know how much acting you have to do to deliver some of the crappiest lines with a straight face?
I'm gonna know a killer when I see one.
Without Littlefinger and Ramsay and the rest, I would have stayed a little bird all my life.
Imagine having to capture 2 missing seasons of character development while on a green screen. That's award worthy. And then Chrissy dressed like Christ, so there's also that.
Saturday Night Live!
It's dope that SNL's gone 45 seasons, and I have actually made videos that I've written, half edited, just never released. This is all I'll say about Saturday Night Live, even though it's not my favorite. I don't trust Lorne Michaels. I don't know why. I just don't like those lip smacks, but yeah, I still think every other... Watch this. Go watch this instead. Speaking of these little ads that were popping up, because I never watch TV live. I'm always streaming stuff. I'm only watching it when it comes to award shows. So seeing all of the commercials that were playing, and oh my goodness, is there too many streaming stuff. We'll talk about that in another video. But there's this show, I haven't seen it, called Prodigal Son, that had ads with quotes just from Twitter. Like, it didn't even put the ad. It was just the Twitter bird, meaning that can't half of these quotes just be lies? Some of the other things that I wanted to know while watching the Emmys was Bill Hader's win, which was really cool, but more importantly, he won the internet's love, so there's that. Paddington won. Patricia Arquette lost one category, only to win in another one for the act, so I gotta commend her because she's piling up them plaques, which is really cool. Shout out to Lily Singh, who I've never watched Superwoman, but it's dope to see a YouTuber climb the ranks and earn her success. Shout out to Porter, whose win has me rushing to finish season 2. And I love how RuPaul, this man came out and accepted his award like it was the ending of the show, like he won the big one.
Well, it's not bragging if you're Fleabagging. The producers have asked me to give a special shout out to any of our previous lead actress winners who are watching tonight from prison. Hopefully those 2 weeks are gonna fly right by. Keep your chin up.
But then there was the big one, the talent that brought home 3 Emmys just for themselves, setting the record for the night. Jimmy Chin. Y'all know I love Fleabag, and these two actually tied for the most, which I was surprised because I didn't know Free Solo was nominated for Emmys also, because that thing just won the Oscar. Now homie's got another 3 statues to his name, and well deserved. And I'm bringing this up because, one, not only were they tied for first, but if you have not seen Free Solo, I believe it's on Hulu. It's one of the, I'm not even calling it the best documentary of last year, one of the best movies of last year. You guys know that I take my time making my list, but there's some that get away. I've caught up on a lot of the things that I may have missed last year. This is the only movie that I regret not adding to that list, so go watch it. This man earned another 3 Emmys alongside the Queen of the Night, because Fleabag is a damn good show. You know when you see Childish Gambino release an album, and then he goes on a worldwide tour, he dabbles in the MCU, stars in the MCU, creates his own show, collects gold, and still calls out FX for not letting him do that Deadpool show? That's how I feel with Phoebe. It's just too much talent. And Fleabag deserved all its wins. I love that Borstein went from Miss Swan to this multi-Emmy winning performance. And again, I really do love Miss Maisel, but Olivia Colman won me over with this one line I'm still quoting to this day from Fleabag. She said, "I hate you had to hear it, but you had to hear it."
No, she'll do it.
Lead actress in a comedy was easily the most stacked category. I was rooting for 4 of them equally. I've never seen Veep, but if you haven't seen Russian Doll or just been graced with Natasha Lyonne's raspy, peshy, quipping voice, then you're in for a treat. Took me 10 seconds to realize Maisel's now blonde, but I have no doubt Rachel's gonna get another win for the show before it's up. And Christina Applegate, I'm just gonna say this, if I was biased towards one, it's her. I've gone on record as stating these two as having the best performances of 2019. Personally, that hasn't changed, but Applegate's performance on the red carpet may rival all of that.
Hi, Sadie Grace. Are
Is
you
Sadie
watching? Right
watching?
now? I don't know if she's watching E. You know.
Oh, you didn't have to do her like that. In the end, Game of Thrones obviously took the big prize, since if the official Emmys page can't even show you the winners because it's trying to mine you out of more clicks, then obviously I expect them to go for the big show. But honestly, I thought it was a fine send-off for it, because regardless of how you felt about the last season, HBO still created an experience that I can't wait to go back and revisit. Oh, but now Benioff and Wise want to show up. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I'm curious to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I also have some stuff that's going to be linked over for the Intercut podcast, where we were actually talking about how we really, I think out of all the awards, I'm happy that Jharrel won it, but we really wanted to see When They See Us win the big one, because then you would have actually seen the exonerated 5 up on stage. You know, you would actually see them. But there's still the Golden Globes. I think that's the last one that still does like miniseries and is like highly televised. So, you know, Golden Globes, if you want us to forgive you for being the Golden Globes, this is your time to shine. You know, you guys nominated The Martian as a comedy. This is your time to be able to let all your... We will forgive your debts, like Lannisters. Other than that, I'm curious to know your favorites of the night. We are busy working on the TIFF reviews. There's a lot of them, and we've just been trying to still catch screeners, believe it or not. We left TIFF, but we still got a bunch of screeners that we're watching, because we want to make sure that list is pretty compact, especially because a lot of the movies still haven't released. So we've been taking advantage of that time, because I also hate kind of like releasing and saying, hey, watch this movie and it's not out yet. So I know a lot of them start getting released in October, and I still have other stuff to watch like Ad Astra, maybe a video on Hustlers and some other stuff coming soon. Other than that, I'm going to go finish watching Undone, and I'll see you guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll send you Billy Porter's hat.